Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Yo, P. Diddy slams the network and the lawyers with a $50 million lawsuit over the SA sex tape scandal. Listen to this. He picked up a page out of Jay-Z's book. P. Diddy is ready to fight. Sit back, we're going to play this joint out. You don't want to miss it. P. Diddy picked up a page out of Jay-Z's book, and he's going at the lawyers, the victims, and everybody else that he feels is lying. Let's get this thing moving. Make sure you subscribe at Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories and Juanita Mecca Audio and Mecca Audio TV. Hit the like button, share the video. Let's keep it popping. All right. All right. You know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. P. Diddy slaps the network and lawyers with new lawsuit. Make sure you listen to this. This is crazy because this is what it's coming to. Because you already know once the lawsuit comes, you know what comes after that. The criminal case. Diddy's already with the criminal case, so he felt he could lay back, let it ride. Don't pay it no mind, it'll go away. But as you see, it won't go away. And Jay-Z was hit. He's not in the criminal case as yet. So therefore, he had time to sit there and get on this to try and get in front of what they call the 8-ball. Let's keep this thing moving. All right.
Sean Diddy Combs fighting back against claims he had sex with other celebrities and minors and that it was recorded on video. I'll tell you who Combs is suing for defamation and how much money he's demanding. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Sean Combs wants to go to court, but this time he is the one bringing the case. For months, Combs has been in the news as he awaits trial on federal charges of racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking.
Do you think Diddy is right or wrong for going at him like how Jay-Z going at him? And I'm going to do another video on Chris Brown. Chris Brown is also going at him for the documentary they did back in October. We're going to cover all that. I want your opinion. Do you think Diddy is too late or he should have got on this bandwagon earlier like Jay-Z and went right at them when they first accused him? But we know he folded with Cassie, so therefore everybody thought he was lying.
Combs, of course, has pleaded not guilty to those charges. His attorneys claim that he is innocent. And in Combs' defamation lawsuit, they write that he is confident that he will be acquitted at trial. Combs is also facing more than a dozen civil lawsuits filed by women and men. Many of them claim Combs drugged and sexually assaulted them. Combs has vehemently denied all of these claims, his lawyers issuing statements saying, no matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. Now,
see, that's what the problem was. He felt like, we ain't got to pay this no mind because I ain't never did this. But as you see, public opinion, they already tried, convicted, and now they ready to sentence Diddy, and now he want to try and speak out, and he's just a little too late, in my opinion. Do you think he's a little too late or he should have fired back sooner? Put it in the comments.
Now Combs has filed his own lawsuit, claiming he's been defamed by a man named Courtney Burgess, Burgess's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, and cable news network News Nation, and he wants a minimum of $50 million in damages. And full disclosure here, Ariel Mitchell has appeared as a guest here on Law and Crime a handful of times. Burgess and Mitchell appeared on News Nation on October 31st, 2024, and said Burgess possessed videotapes that showed Sean Combs having sex with other celebrities, some who were minors. Now, to be clear, these are allegations made by Courtney Burgess, and so far, we haven't found reports of anyone else who has viewed these tapes or can verify their contents. Ariel Mitchell has said she has seen screenshots. Burgess and Mitchell claimed that he testified earlier on October 31st in front of the federal grand jury investigating Sean Combs. Again, Combs has denied these claims. And his lawsuit states, defendant Burgess falsely claimed that he possessed videos of Mr. Combs involved in the sexual assault of celebrities and minors. Burgess repeated this false claim many times to anyone who would listen, including reporters for major news outlets, including News Nation, which recklessly repeated and amplified his lies as if they were true. The suit continues, offering details about Burgess's claims about the videos. In response to the host's questioning, Burgess falsely stated that all 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, 2 to 3, possibly 3, appeared to be minors, all appeared inebriated, and all, to be honest, were victims of sexual assault. The suit claims Burgess first contacted Mitchell about selling a sex tape that he claimed to have that showed Sean Combs and a male celebrity that he said he received from Sean Combs' late partner and the mother of his 4 children, Kim Porter. Again, Combs is alleging that Burgess's claims regarding the contents of the tapes are false. The lawsuit states, upon information and belief, sometime in or around September 2024, Burgess contacted Mitchell seeking to team up with a lawyer in an attempt to legitimize and or profit from his outrageous lies. Combs' lawyers claim Burgess has never met Sean Combs or members of his family. But the suit states, nevertheless, Burgess has claimed on multiple occasions that Kim Porter, the mother of 4 children with Mr. Combs who died in 2018, provided him with a copy of her memoir and videos depicting Mr. Combs sexually assaulting inebriated celebrities and minors.
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. I talked to one of my good friends' wives the other day with him on the phone, and she was expressing as far as about the Kim Porter book, and this woman really swore up and down Kim Porter wrote this book. My stance was, let me see the original manuscript that was sent out so I could see where she left off and where they picked up, because it's easy for someone to add in and add in and add in. And then now she's playing a recording of the audio book, and it's someone reading the book. We all know when you're reading something, you can change the words and make it anything you want to make it. So I'm telling yo, that don't make it official. And she's like, man, I'm telling you, Kim wrote it. And she swore up and down Kim wrote it. How many people like this do you think will wind up on the jury in this case? Somebody tell me, let's get this right. Come on, man. Once you go on YouTube or social media with it, it becomes facts, even if it's fiction.
Those close to Miss Porter, including her children and her roommate for over 20 years, had never heard of Mr. Burgess before he made this utterly implausible and completely false claim. The suit says Burgess acknowledged in an interview with a YouTube channel that Kim Porter had no more than a passing acquaintance with Burgess. The suit also claims that Burgess was a part of publishing a book on Amazon entitled Kim's Lost Words.
So you trying to tell me that she only had communication with him in passing and gave him her private memoirs with her man dripping blood, allegedly, as they say? Does this make any sense to you? Somebody put it in the comments.
That her family later denounced as fake, which led Amazon to pull the book. Combs' suit also claims Burgess falsely insinuated his life was in danger from marketing the book. Now, there are other claims of defamation made against Ariel Mitchell, Courtney Burgess's lawyer. Combs' suit claims this case is about defendants' willful scheme to fabricate and broadcast outrageous lies concerning Mr. Combs, and then to leverage those falsehoods to gain social media fame, enrich themselves, and strip Mr. Combs of his reputation, livelihood, and right to a fair trial. The suit continues. Burgess peddled his false and defamatory statements about Mr. Combs to promote himself on social media. Mitchell did the same. Both seek to capitalize on the resulting publicity for financial gain.
Yo, they had everybody believing this was true, right or wrong. The way they came out with that rollout at the time when they picked Diddy up, you tell me if you believe this crap or not.
Sean Combs claims that Mitchell benefited financially from granting interviews to News Nation and other outlets.
That's why he's asking for $50 million. That $50 million he could use to recoup from what he gave Cassie if they don't give him bail. If they give him bail, boom, he shoots over the $50 million from the lawsuit and he don't lose a dime. That's a businessman in distress.
The suit states, in exchange for press appearances to discuss the allegations against Mr. Combs, Mitchell has demanded luxury accommodations, including first-class flights to New York City, a minimum 2-night stay at 4-star minimum hotel, on-site hair and makeup services, meals and snacks, and an unspecified materials fee.
Yo, that's a big dude to be eating snacks on your wallet, man.
She has insisted, moreover, that such interviews must occur in New York City. Combs' suit claims that Mitchell made false statements about having seen parts of sex tapes, but Combs said she couldn't have because they don't exist.
See, and I talked to Diddy's camp, and this is what Diddy's camp is saying. Let's ride. What Diddy's camp is saying is clearly, right, is clearly that there is no tapes, nothing happened, they're full of crap, so the government don't have nothing. And now that we have Courtney Burgess in this lawsuit, he's saying that Courtney Burgess don't have nothing. Let's keep it moving.
As for News Nation, the suit says News Nation, upon information and belief, conducted no investigation before broadcasting the false allegations, though it easily could have done so. Hey, by the way, did you know that your personal data is...
Now, this is deep, right? They're going to talk about your personal data. So while they talk about your personal data, we're going to move it around. And I want to know, do you believe any of this crap that is going on? That's all I want to know right now. Because this sounds so crazy that anybody could just say anything about Diddy and get away with it. Do you think that they should be able to do that? Somebody tell me, somebody make it make sense.
And there's more about Combs' claims about News Nation and Courtney Burgess's interview, in which he claimed to have seen minors and celebrities on sex tapes with Combs. The Combs lawsuit further states, the host went on to note that because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of sex crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not. This statement was false, and the News Nation host knew it. Combs' attorneys also mention a Peacock documentary, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy.
He going at Peacock too.
During the interview in The Making of a Bad Boy, Mitchell shamelessly promoted herself as a lawyer who had filed several cases against Sean Combs for...
I thought she was a lawyer.
...sexual assault, and asserted with no basis in fact and with utter disregard for the truth that Combs is a man who has done awful things to hundreds, maybe thousands of people.
What a claim to make about a human.
So there is a lot to talk about here. And to do that, I want to bring in Joe Meadows. He is a defamation lawyer who practices in Washington, D.C. Joe, thanks so much for coming on. The big question I have for you here, my first question is, Sean Combs is a public figure, so he has to prove actual malice here. How big of a battle is this going to be for him? Is this an uphill battle?
Thanks for having me on the program, Anjanette. Anytime a defamation plaintiff is a public figure, that could be a celebrity, that could be a politician, that could even be somebody called a limited purpose public figure, they have to prove defamation by a standard called actual malice, which means that they have to prove the defendant knew what they said was false or that they recklessly disregarded the truth, as opposed to a private figure who has to show that the defendant made a false statement negligently.
Sean Combs is claiming that Ariel Mitchell, the lawyer representing Courtney Burgess in this case, and she represents other people as well that are named in this lawsuit, other cases, he says she did disregard the truth and didn't investigate these claims. But as far as Courtney Burgess goes, he's saying she didn't see these videotapes because they don't exist. So how does Sean Combs go about proving that? I mean, is that through depositions where he has to, sit her down with lawyers in a conference room, maybe possibly on videotape, and have her explain how she investigated this?
Bottom line is, if there's no tapes, it's a slam dunk. We don't need to go through all this jargon, but we're going to do this for content. If there's no tape, Diddy's saying that he ain't never took no sex tapes. The feds don't got no sex tapes. Nobody got no sex tape, but Cassie took sex tapes of her in charge of the situation, which shows that he wasn't in charge. He wasn't forcing her to do anything, that in fact, she picked the male escort, she picked the position, she picked everything, and she was in charge, and he sat back and paid for everything as the mogul he allegedly is. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, Sean Combs has made the claim essentially against all 3 defendants that the allegation that there are videos out there showing that he engaged in sexual misconduct, or that the lawyer, Miss Mitchell, corroborated others who have said that Sean Combs has engaged in sexual misconduct has to show that those statements are false. And Sean Combs says the videos don't exist and the corroboration doesn't exist. So in discovery, in the information exchanged in any litigation, he's going to ask, show me the videos, show me the police report, show me this memoir, because I think it's all fake.
See, so that's where we at, just so you understand, right? We're going to wrap this up, keep this right to the point and simple. Now, Diddy's saying he ain't never took no freak tape. He's saying I freaked off 1,000,001 times, but I wasn't stupid enough to have no cameras involved. So all that, the feds saying that they took all these 8 terabytes of footage from the house, Diddy is saying that those photographs or videos that they took was just strictly surveillance of the house. It wasn't surveillance of him having no freak off. Right, there might be a couple of guests on it that walked down the hallway, went to the bathroom, went to the rec room, went to the movie theater. You hear me? I'm still institutionalized. I'm talking about the rec room, gunshots to me. Now, let's keep this moving. So did he say there is no doggone tapes? Y'all faking, bring it on. And now he's taking a page out of Jay-Z book. So Jay-Z and Diddy's wine together for you rat bastards that try and tell me that my title don't have nothing to do with the comment. What the title have to do with the comment is Jay-Z and Diddy charged with the same case. If Jay-Z gets it thrown out, Diddy walk. If Diddy gets it thrown out, Jay-Z walk. So the two of them is intertwined in the case. So I'm letting you know now for you rat bastards. And don't forget the flip-flop wearing in public trolls. All right? Now, for y'all to really understand, he's saying that there is no tapes. All this is a bunch of lies that the government put out there saying they took 8 terabytes of footage, and then, social media content creators, they added on it that the footage was freak tapes, and the government sat back laughing and said, all we did was throw an alley-hoot. We never said it was no sex tapes. The social media world did. And in the meantime, there's people coming in the jury to deliberate on this case and hear the evidence that's going to feel like my man's wife that swore up and down that Kim Porter wrote this book when you just heard them say that Courtney Burgess only met Kim Porter in passing. So here's a woman connected to a billionaire and she meets a man in passing and said, here, take my memoir so you can make money and put this out in case I pass away. Come on, dog. Let's go.
And that's going to be how he's going to try to prove the fault element of his defamation case.
As far as the videos go, that Courtney Burgess claimed to possess with these flash drives, Sean Combs is claiming that the feds never seized these flash drives and that Ariel Mitchell claimed that they had seized the flash drives, and that Courtney Burgess claimed that they had seized the flash drives. So that's pretty easy to prove. The feds would have to turn that over in discovery for the criminal case, the sex trafficking case, if they had indeed seized those flash drives from Courtney Burgess. And he testified apparently in front of the grand jury. So if he had actually turned over that material, the feds would have it and they'd have to present it to Sean Combs's lawyers in discovery.
Well, there's the discovery aspect in the criminal case, and what the government must show Sean Combs in the criminal case. But in the civil case, the government's not a party. Sean Combs has to prove falsity of these alleged defamatory statements. He'll say, the tapes don't exist, and the defendants have to prove truth. So it'll be on their obligation to show that the tapes do exist, so that they either have them and will present them in discovery and ultimately present them at trial, or they'll subpoena them or try to get them from others. But the interesting question is, from a defamation standpoint, is what is the gist of these alleged defamatory statements concerning the tapes? Is the gist that Burgess and his lawyer have the tapes, or is the real gist that this sexual misconduct actually took place? That's what you actually measure truth or falsity against in a defamation case.
So bottom line, right? Let's get to the crap of this, right? Because this is just a bunch of bull crap. What is content that helps us pass a Saturday evening like we're doing, right? Listen, Diddy's saying that he never made it freak off. There is no freak off. The government's is lying. And then now Courtney Burgess, he jumps out there and he comes on the social media world and he even contacted me through one of my comrades, Jeff. I'm even say his name. I ain't going to say his last name. Jeff contacted me that Courtney Burgess wanted to get on the show, and I asked Courtney Burgess, I told him to ask him a couple of questions. How did he get the tapes? How can I believe what he's saying? Because I don't want to put no fugaziness on my channel. You know what I mean? And he didn't give a good enough answer to me, so I wouldn't put, Courtney Burgess on the show. And I know it got mad views, but it's not about views. This is a gangster channel. This is a gangster channel, and we just deal with gangsterism. That's it. So Diddy saying there is no doggone tape. Stop it. The government didn't take no tape. There is no tapes. Only tapes is the one that Cassie gave her right out of her phone that showed that she was in charge, that she wanted to save for the moment that she ran the show. You know what I mean? That's what Diddy's saying.
Sean Combs is saying that, these tapes don't exist because he's not on tape having sex with a celebrity who is a minor, that it didn't happen. So as a lawyer, what is the duty of the lawyer to investigate the claim before, representing a client and going on television and making the claim and sitting next to your client and making the claim?
Well, I mean, there are ethical obligations and professional responsibility duties of any lawyer in counseling a client, in filing a suit. You have to have a good faith basis for bringing the claim. But there's also the duty of people not to engage in reckless defamation, either, and conducting due diligence before you say things publicly to third parties that might hurt someone's reputation. And we'll see in the litigation as it proceeds, what was done, what wasn't done. I mean, there's always two sides to the story, which is probably why Sean Combs brought this defamation suit in the face of a criminal case. He wants to publicly show that there are two sides to the story, and let's not rush to judgment. I am saying what people are saying about me, and what the government's saying about me is false.
Sean Combs has to prove that he was actually defamed, that he was harmed by these statements. And he says that, this is a different world now. People go on TV and say something, and then there's the video. It ends up on YouTube. It's put out on social media, and that he has been harmed by these statements.
He's saying that he's been harmed $50 million worth. Diddy's saying he lost at least $50 million. That's why he's requesting $50 million. He's trying to break this woman that claimed to be a lawyer and this Courtney Burgess by asking for $50 million. We know they don't have it. They'll be paying that back for the rest of their life, and they'll be discombobulated after this lawsuit. So I know right now she's sitting there thinking, why did I take this on? Why did I listen to Courtney? Why did I go up against Diddy? Let's get it moving.
So is that an uphill battle for him, given the fact that he is facing criminal charges for sex trafficking involving one person who he was in a relationship with for many years? Separate case. It's a criminal case, as you know, but this is now a civil defamation case. Is that going to be difficult for him to prove that he was indeed harmed by these allegations?
Talk to me.
It's a great question, interesting legal issue on the damages aspect of this lawsuit. I think it's not going to be an uphill battle at the beginning stage of any lawsuit and making sure that you have filed a lawsuit and it's not going to get thrown out by a court. I think it will become a challenging part of the litigation, certainly as you move forward in the litigation and at trial. How is Sean Combs going to show that these particular statements that I've filed a lawsuit about harmed me versus perhaps other statements out there or other events that are being reported about him in the news? And a jury ultimately is going to have to make that call on which part of the things out there actually caused Sean Combs damages.
We all listened and trusted Courtney Burgess. A lot of people still listen and trust them. Like the young lady I spoke to that swore up and down that the memoir that he put out that he said was given to him by Kim Porter was actually written by Kim Porter. And I said, it sounds a little too dramatic and movie scripty.
Sean Combs' lawsuit has listed statements that Ariel Mitchell made last October to News Nation, in which she discussed claims by her client, Ashley Parham. Parham claimed that Combs and others sexually assaulted her in California in 2018, and Mitchell filed a lawsuit based on those claims.
And Diddy is saying there is no tapes. I never took a tape. Diddy's even saying behind closed door in his cell, I freaked off like a mother. I mean, I was freaking off. I'm the king of freak off. I done freaked off, but I didn't leave no paper trail or no video trail.
Sean Combs has denied those allegations. And I told you last October that the Woodland Police Department told me in a statement that the claim was investigated and labeled as unfounded. The lawsuit filed by Combs states on October 7th, 2024, Mitchell also falsely claimed that she had done research indicating that baby oil may be used as a conduit for transmitting drugs mixed into the oil to another person for the purpose of incapacitating them. Mitchell suggested, moreover, that Mr. Combs did this to one of her clients, i.e. mixed drugs with baby oil and doused her client with it, thereby lowering her defenses. That statement was a lie. Mitchell performed no such research, and even if she had, there is no scientific basis for asserting that baby oil could be infused with drugs to incapacitate anyone.
Now, we heard about the baby oil. They've been having all these baby oil jokes when the baby oil joint came out, right? Remember, could we ride? They had all these baby oil joints when the baby oil came out, and everybody was saying all kinds of stuff as far as, oh, he had drugs in it. That's what made them freaky. That's what made them wet. That's what made them moist. You know what I mean? And now there's no scientific evidence to prove none of that. So where do we go with this, to be honest with you? Somebody tell me where we go with this, because this make no sense, because they said that the baby oil is what got the women freaky and moist. And they say there's no scientific proof to it, so therefore, this is a part of his defamation case. Do you think he got a case? Do you think he'll beat the actual criminal case if everything he's saying is true, that there is no freak-offs other than what Cassie gave him, and Cassie was in charge on those freak-offs? If that's the case, welcome home, Diddy. I know. Relax, y'all. Relax. Because I know the rat bastards don't like that I said that.
I asked Joe Meadows whether those statements could be considered defamatory.
Well, I mean, a defamatory statement, something that can give rise to a defamation claim, is a false statement made to a third person that harms your reputation, and you can prove that the person who made the statement made it either negligently or with actual malice.
So, in other words, you rat bastards and haters that sit back there and you repeating third and fourth party information, trying to interject it that you was there, or trying to switch it up to say, I'm going to tell you this secret, but don't tell anyone. You know those type of rat bastards. Yo, the ones that quick to say, yo, I'm going to tell you this, Robert, but don't tell no one, and don't even say that I said it, but I'm going to let you know this. That means that you a fake rat bastard. And you're trying to hide something, you're trying to use somebody else to spread it, so that if anything, they wind up in the defamation case. And
he's stated statements in this lawsuit that he believes states a claim. It's not unheard of for defamation plaintiffs to sue not only the maker of the original statement, but somebody who repeats the statement, and that could.
Yo, so that means that they can sue all the podcasters that ran with this Courtney Burgess, scenario. So you podcasters, be real careful when you just jump on here and repeat what you hear, because this attorney is telling you that they could use that against you. So don't say you haven't been fully warned, because all they got to do is check your server to see that you've seen this video.
Could include the person's lawyer. In the Johnny Depp case, there were claims that were made against Johnny Depp for counter defamation, and those statements were made by Johnny Depp's lawyer, and they fought that out. So it's not unheard of to sue the lawyer as well in a defamation lawsuit. And it'll come down to whether or not Miss Mitchell had a good faith basis for making her statement, whether she can prove the truth of her statement, she's going to have some interesting defenses that may be available to her as well, some privileged defenses. She may say, what I was saying was what was already being reported in another lawsuit, or what was being reported in a criminal case, or that what she said was a fair and accurate report of some other governmental proceeding.
See, that's what I'm saying. So that means that she could just run with, I heard him say that. I thought it was true, but that ain't gonna work.
And those defenses may be available to her.
There's also mention of this Peacock documentary in which she appeared with that client from the lawsuit in California, Ashley Parham. And they say that during the interview, she shamelessly promoted herself and claimed that Combs is a man who has done awful things to hundreds, maybe thousands of people.
Oh, man.
So that's, I mean, she's saying it's a possibility.
Now, you already see that Diddy's going at Peacock next. Diddy's taking a page out of Jay-Z's book, so you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing public trolls, you scum to me. But I'm letting you know straight up, right? When you go running with these rumors and you play these games, you're no different than a female with, in Jamaica we say, all right. In Jamaica, when somebody runs their mouth, we say them eat chicken body. That means they ate chicken ASS. Because when you eat chicken body, you just run your mouth and you can't control your lips no more because your lips just a run from the chicken body you eat. So if you're a chicken body eater, so y'all run with YouTube. But we had a gangster blood clot channel and we don't play them games there. Now, let's finish this up because I'm ready to get out of here because I know y'all don't believe 90% of this crap, but I got to give you everything so you can hear it. All right?
What do you make of that claim by Sean Combs?
Well, I mean, it's part of the general subject matter of what Sean Combs is suing for. He's suing for defamation arising out of these claims about tapes existing, and he's suing that people, Mr. Burgess and Miss Mitchell, were corroborating what others have falsely said about Sean Combs. And so whether it's the Peacock documentary or whether it's the stuff about the baby oil, Sean Combs is saying, hey, you're repeating false statements that have been reported by others, and you shouldn't do that. So it's one and the same type of thematic elements to his lawsuit.
I want to talk now about Courtney Burgess. He is represented by Ariel Mitchell, and they were on News Nation together. And, he said he answered questions. I remember watching this interview when it happened. He declined an invitation to speak with us through Ariel Mitchell. I want to put that out there for full disclosure. But they're saying he basically made this whole thing up.
Now, that's some crazy crap, right? Yo, let's play with this, right? Now, here you go with dude. Diddy, the biggest thing in the media. The government said it took 8 terabytes of footage from Diddy. So now everybody's just speculating about, man, it got to be Leonardo DiCaprio in it, allegedly. It got to be, what's the other boy? Aaron Kushner, allegedly. It might even be Demi Moore, allegedly. And Demi Moore looked good in that G.I. Jane. I sure would like to see Diddy boning Demi Moore. This is what people is thinking. I mean, they middle section, as we're saying in Jamaica. The middle section jump up. That means they get a boing. You know what I mean? So the middle section jump up because things how Demi Moore gonna jump off in that, right? But now it ain't Demi Moore. And now imagine if Courtney Burgess made all this up so he could get his 6 minutes of fame, and he been getting about between 5 and 10 grand for every episode that he went on spreading his propaganda. And here come Diddy suing for $50 million. Dude barely seen 50,000, but Diddy saying, no, I want everything that your future generation gonna get because you fat bastard. I don't have you making 50 million or your generation making 50 million in your lifetime. And this beautiful lawyer that we seen up here that was repeating this crap. You heard this lawyer say that they could sue her too. So Diddy making sure they never get nothing in life. I mean, you put in the comments if you agree with that or not. You ain't got to agree with it because it's a gangster channel. And I know you don't think like gangsters, but we going to give you the content anyway.
And he peddled a memoir. And was part of producing a book that was fake.
Now, see, that's what I'm saying, right? I talked to my man's wife today, right? Real intelligent, couple, both of them. I think the dude is one of the smartest guys I know, right? And then his wife is really intelligent. The two of them together, they make a good team, and that's why they elevate together. But she actually got on the phone and was telling me that she believed this memoir. Not saying that the memoir is not true, but when someone passed something over that wasn't finished, that passed away, and then someone got to rewrite it, that means they can rewrite anything they want from the beginning out to make it salacious, to make it sell. So you don't know what part went in. All I was saying is, let me see the original memoir. And then we go from there, and we can look at that with what was put out, and we see what Courtney Burgess paid an editor to add in. I mean, it's just that simple. But she was gun-ho. It's true, Unique. It's true. I'm telling you, it's true. I'm sitting there laughing and I'm listening to it. We had a wonderful Saturday morning until she started playing all this crap about how he strapped on and blood came from his bump and boom, boom, boom. I said, yo, enough about this crap. That just ended the whole thing. But I respect her opinion so much that I entertained it. And this is just so crazy that now Courtney Burgess, you know what I mean, is saying that he ain't got no tapes. So now, Courtney, did you write the book and add in the stuff? Courtney Burgess even said that he only met Kim Porter in passing himself. So you met a powerful wife or mistress, whatever you want to call Kim, because you know the rat bastards gonna say Diddy dogged her. So she could have been the mistress, but she had his children, so she was really the wife. But then again, she wasn't really the wife, because whoever he was telling the secrets to, like Young Miami, that knew about the wife business, but the wife didn't know about Young Miami business, and Young Miami knew about Diddy's personal business that the wife didn't know about, but the wife is calling herself the wife. Social media is calling her the wife. Society's calling Kim Porter the wife. But me from the street as a gangster, we already know Young Miami is the wife, because the wife is the one you trust with your secrets. I can't give y'all no more game than that, man. You know what I mean? But bottom line, Courtney Burgess sat there and said, I ain't got nothing to show you. I ain't got no tapes. And Diddy's saying it is no tapes. If there is no tape, Diddy's walking free, and all of y'all that counted him out, that's going to be looking for a record deal. And then, y'all, and I hate to blow your bubble, because we going to ride. I hate to blow your bubble to you rat bastards that was praying that Diddy got found guilty so the feds could take Bad Boy Entertainment and turn it into Rat Boys Entertainment, or maybe the Rat Pack. And you wanted to join the Rat Pack because you're the biggest snitch rat bastard out there. You know what I mean? Now your dreams are shattered for your rat bastard career. You know what I mean? Don't be mad at me. Let's just deal with the facts. Diddy said there is no tapes. If Diddy jumped out there and said there is no tapes and there tapes, Diddy, you're done. End the story. But if like you said, there is no tapes, you know what I mean? You're coming home and you get to shit all over the world. You know what I mean? Because the world counted you out.
So, I mean, they're saying Courtney Burgess's statements, he was part of making a book that was essentially a lie, that was fake.
See?
That he was...
See what I'm saying? Courtney Burgess said the book is fake, and my man's wife sat there swearing up and down. There's so many people that believe this crap because it was on social media. You hearing it yourself that Courtney Burgess said the book was fake. And this beautiful, intelligent woman actually had the nerves, and I'm sick, I know she's gonna hear it, to degrade her intelligence and say she believed that crap. But I love my brother, so I let her vent. But you hear it right here yourself. Courtney Burgess said the book is fake. The same book she tried to convince me today that was real, that I really enjoyed listening to until they started having a he cipher, monkey cipher conversation. Y'all don't know what a he cipher, monkey cipher is? Go subscribe at Unique Mecca Audio. All your answers is over there. Let's finish this up.
Part of trying to sell a sex tape, an alleged sex tape that he claimed showed Sean Combs and a male celebrity engaged in sex.
And that was fake. Courtney Burgess did the ultimate scam. He scammed the whole social media. Round of applause to Courtney Burgess. A round of applause to Courtney Burgess. You know what I mean? Yo, calm down. Yo, Courtney Burgess is eating zoom zooms and wham whams like he in the prison, because he might wind up in prison for this one, because the feds is going to be like, man, you done jacked our whole case, dog. Gunshots to you, Mr. Burgess. Yo, the feds is going to be so pissed at Courtney, because they just knew that, okay, let's say Diddy right. Let's say Diddy right, because we ride. Let's say Diddy right, they didn't take no tapes out of his house, and the feds was banking on the Courtney Burgess tapes. And then Courtney Burgess saying, psych, I gotcha. Let's see how this plays out.
And that Ariel Mitchell, he contacted her in September to help broker this sale to the celebrity so that the celebrity would purchase the videotape to basically buy it so it would never see the light of day. And then all of a sudden it evolves into this whole thing about having flash drives with these other videos that Kim Porter allegedly gave to him. That was what he claimed. And that they had celebrities having, it showed celebrities having sex with minors. So if those tapes don't exist, how damaging is that for Courtney Burgess?
And the Diddy case, you simple mother effer. Come on, man, stop it. This affects the case as well, because the prosecutor was counting on Courtney Burgess. They've been looking for Courtney like he done robbed the Pentagon, allegedly. You know, and then now they find him and he says, psych, there was no tapes. I just needed a bag, and I knew these fool-ass podcasts would hit me with 5 or 10 grand, so I took advantage. It didn't have nothing to do with you. And they said, okay, this is what you do. You put your hands behind your back. You're on the rest. Anything you say can't be willing to be used against you in the court of law, so you are a official rat bastard. And that's where we going with this.
Because as you mentioned earlier, he's going to have to, if he indeed has those flash drives and those videos, he is going to have to produce them in this suit.
Huh? Will he? Do you think Courtney Burgess had the flash drive? Put it in the comments, let me know. Because my man White swore up and down that, you know, the flash drive for the book, everything is real, everything is real, everything is real. I'm just sitting back, oh, good, Google. Eddie Murphy said it best. Yo, they believe anything on social media, man. I already know, but listen, I went viral without social media. So when a person go viral with social media, a man in my shoes, no disrespect to you social media viral dudes, that don't mean nothing. I've been off the streets 35 years. I've been off the street, and y'all know who I am. That's organic viral. I didn't need to say that I had the Diddy tapes. You know what I mean? I didn't need to edit the video. All I had to do was live my wonderful life that they scared to put on the big screen, because they know once they put it on the big screen, all these so-called moguls and big-time rappers, y'all put whatever name you want to it. The world is going to see that they've been faking, because this is what a gangster look and sound like. Let's stop the games, man. But, you know, I've been saving my own bag to do my own movie, because I don't need none of these rat bastards to be involved with my life story.
Right. I read those allegations in the lawsuit, and it will be challenging for Mr. Burgess if he doesn't have the tapes, or he can't prove that the memoir exists and was real. I mean, that's.
You see what I'm saying? They say that it's going to be challenging if he can't prove the memoirs is real. And my man's wife swore up and down this morning, it's real, Unique, it's real. You got to listen to the audio book. It's fire. Diddy's a freak. Tupac said this. Diddy paid for Tupac on the live, and she went nuts with this crap. And I listened to it because I love my brother. And then now, here goes the newest tape out, letting you know that Courtney Burgess is in the hot water because Diddy said you was a lying, fat, rat bastard. Produce the tape, so shut the F up. In other words, like piss or get off the pot. That's what Diddy's telling him.
That's the central part of what Sean Combs is saying is false about these statements and the underlying sub-statements that he allegedly engaged in sexual misconduct. So, like I said earlier, the defamation plaintiff has to prove falsity of the statements, and the defendants have to prove truth of the statements. So at some point, Mr. Burgess has to come forward and he has to show that he's got the tapes, that the tapes exist, and that he's got the memoir, and the memoir exists. And
You see what I'm saying? Yo, they was all saying the same thing my man wife was saying, right? That memoirs exist, the memoirs are true. Kim wrote it, Kim wrote it, she was dying, she wrote on the deathbed, she wrote it while she was poisoned. They said all this crap that I heard. Even these people saying this. Now they're backpedaling because Diddy's pushing forward, but now Diddy, don't let me down, dog, or let them pop up with a sex tape or even original manuscript, because then my man wife gonna smack me in the face with it. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm smacking her in the face with Courtney Burgess said it's all just a lie. I did it to get the bag because these social media creeps was so content with making content that they called me on their show and paid me to tell lies. Yo, Courtney, you get a round of applause, my dude. You get a round of applause, Courtney. Courtney, relax, y'all. Relax. Courtney's like Houdini on this social media right now.
and the memoir is real. And that's going to be the kind of the he said, she said battle between Sean Combs and Mr. Burgess.
If you're representing Sean
But the damage is already done because there's people out there like my man's wife that swear up and down and believe that the memoirs is real. Now, what if she get picked to be a part of the jury and she's already convinced with this Courtney, Burgess lies, that he's even saying he lied. And then she get on the jury and she say, no, because you already know everything is conspiracy theory. So they're going to say, I got to give a gunshot for this. Right? I got to give a gunshot for this. But she's going to say, yo, they threatened him. They said it was going to lock him up if he didn't say it was a lie. The government took the original memoir and the original freak-off tapes and they stashed it because they didn't want it to get out, and they really went to raid Diddy's house, not to lock him up, really to get him away so they could get the X tapes that got the politicians on it and the movie stars like Obama and Bruce Willis that got dementia, and he could ruin everybody's life, and he been blackmailing the whole industry and the whole political arena. These are the conspiracy theories. But this is the stuff that you want to hear, and this is stuff you want to believe. But I can't sit up here and do that. I run a gangster channel. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? But that's how stupid this is to a man of intelligence, man. And what I love about my man, Rob, I'm going to tell you this, Rob. What I love about my man is, Rob, he sat there while his wife was playing the audio tape, and, they were talking about how, Diddy went to Kim and said, I'm kind of curious. I want you to do it to me for the first time. And then, I even heard him say that, she strapped something on and put it in him and blood came. I said, whoa, turn that off. What are you doing? My man looked at me like, yo, I'm sorry, dog. Yo, and his wife was in the background saying, I'm telling you, it's real. You got to listen to it. Listen to the audio. Come on, sis. Yo, Diddy, if they present 1 inch of a freak off, other than what Cassie said that you stamping, I don't have you sitting there having nobody freaking you with your little nuts sticking up in the air doing whatever you do. But if they produce one, his wife is never going to let me hear the last of it, like I'm never letting her hear the last of this. You know what I mean? Yo, come on, man. Let's knock this shit out.
Combs, do you talk to him and do you ask him, are you 1,000% sure that these tapes do not exist? That this is all false before filing this case?
Well, I mean, any lawyer has an ethical...
Yes or no, man? We ain't trying to hear this ethical crap. Did they ask Courtney Burgess before they jumped out there and tried to tear Diddy's whole life apart? Did the tapes really exist? And did Kim Porter really write the book? Because there's people out there like my man's wife that's going to believe any crap she hear on YouTube if it sounds good to her soul. Come on, man. Everybody, listen, let's ride. Let me explain something to you. This is what I learned since I've been home. I've been going 26 years. And like I said, I went viral without social media, but I come home and now they got social media to help any lame go viral. If you got something that could put you in front of 10 million people, you don't get no props for going viral. I went viral in a couple of my videos. I got over 1 million views on Vlad. I don't get no props for that. I get props for what I did in 88, 82, 78. That you still talking about before they even had a camera or a phone that you could put in the palm of your hand. That's classic. All right, relax. It's not classic when you could go borrow your man's jewelry, go stand in front of a car outside of, Mr. Chow's and say it's yours and put it up on Instagram with a picture of you with your foot on the hood on the bump of the car, and Mr. Chow behind you say about to go have brunch at Mr. Chow's, and you live in the projects, and you even had to borrow the Shearling coat you was wearing. That's the type of social media that y'all are worshiping. You got Lou Sims, Kevin Childs, Peter Shue, Big Cass from California, C-Dog from California, Booby from the Booby Boys. You got Harry O out west. You know what I mean? You got JR from Chicago. You got Antoine White, E.R., Bonaparte. Larry Moe, Latif. You got all types of gangsters that went social media viral without social media. And then you want to give the props to these, Drake and Kendrick, I love their little beef. If they didn't have social media, who would hear their beef? Who would know who the hell they are? So I can't give them props from watching. I don't even watch YouTube. It's a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? When somebody come to me and tell me, yo, there's a dude in Cali doing this thing, or like when they say, yo, before they put King Von on the joint, right? I came home and I heard all about King Von. I came home 2020. I think that's the year he got killed and everything. But I heard all about him and his history from when I was in the joint. They was talking about this kid when we didn't have social media. That's organic viral. Come on, man. Let me end this crap, because this is just stupid.
Duty and obligation with their client to make sure that they have fully investigated the claims and the allegations, and they have a good faith basis to file a lawsuit.
Did you ask him, did he have the actual tapes or not? All this old legal jargon, that's where you know they dropped the ball and Courtney Burgess ran the ultimate Houdini scam on them to get the bag and even get a big, dumb, expensive so-called lawyer, allegedly, to represent them.
And to trust their client in what's being presented to the lawyer.
So trust Courtney Burgess that what he's presenting, which is just his word, saying that he got these videotapes, audio tapes, and this memoir that he put together that my man wife done went down the rabbit hole of believing that everything he's saying is true. And now you're sitting here groveling like the little creature you are.
And if you have no reason to not trust your client and you have the good faith basis to make the claim, then you have satisfied your ethical and professional responsibilities.
Did you ask him yes or no? Did he have the actual tape or was he lying? That's it. That's all she asked you. Stop the crap.
I want to move on now to News Nation's role in this. And they're a news outlet and they have broad protections, but they also, as a news person myself, you have to do your best to try to verify these claims. What was their responsibility here in investigating this before allowing Courtney Burgess and Ariel Mitchell to make these claims on the air?
Let's hear this one.
Well, Sean Combs says in the lawsuit, and all I know is what the lawsuit says, but the theory why News Nation or the parent company Nexstar Media is responsible is that you, media entity, you not only passed along what was said by Mr. Burgess and Miss Mitchell, but you adopted those statements. You vouched for them. You expanded on those statements in a way that went beyond being neutral and objective. That's the theory from Sean Combs. Whenever people go on TV or radio or internet podcast and make alleged defamatory statements, it's not always the media entity that's always being sued. But here, Sean Combs says you went beyond that. You actually embraced and credited what Sean Combs says are false statements. And Nexstar Media will disagree, and perhaps because they're in New York,
file for bankruptcy.
they will try to take advantage of what's called a neutral reporter privilege, and they'll say, look, what I was reporting was the news, and I was accurate and I was objective, and based on this privilege, I am not liable for defamation.
Hold up. So how are you reporting on the news when it's a false story? It's a lie. You didn't vet it. You got my man's wife that's so intelligent, hoodwinked, as Malcolm X said, to believe this bull crap. And then she might be sitting on the jury to judge this man for his life and liberty. Not to mention his financial institution that he want to leave behind for his great grandkids. You see what I'm saying? This is just a bunch of crap. But this is social media. And you know what's crazy? Everybody get up here, right? I even do it. I'm guilty. Gunshots to me. That gunshots are for unique, right? Let me give myself a whole lot. I gotta take about 5 or 6 or 7 of them, right? Because, let me see how to put this so you could understand this, right? We get up here, you understand what I'm saying? And we repeat a lot of things that we hear. That's why when I play these reaction videos, I always let it be known that, and I let you hear who's doing these videos, and then I give a gangster's perspective. And that's it. A gangster's perspective. These are civilians making these shows and watching these shows, and they want to hear all this scandalous, salacious stuff. And the more scandalous and salacious, the more they believe it. And the proof was in the pudding with my man's wife today. When Courtney Burgess is now being sued, and he said, I lied. I'm lying. And she said, no, you didn't lie. They forcing you to lie. It's a conspiracy theory. They're on you. Diddy did it. How much did he pay you? Come on, dog. Don't y'all see what's happening? I'm not even going to get into how I gave myself the gunshots because y'all might not even understand that.
So, as a defamation lawyer, did News Nation have an obligation before airing this segment to do a little bit more investigation? Obviously, News Nation has not responded to this lawsuit yet. Next,
because they're going to have to pay $50 million.
Their parent company, has not responded.
Yeah, Sean Combs is saying all 3 defendants have engaged in actual malice. And with respect to Nexstar Media, he's saying you either knew that these statements were false or you recklessly disregarded the truth. You should have done your due diligence. Mm-hmm. You should have investigated whether the tapes existed. And we'll find out in discovery how far that goes and what Nexstar Media is going to say about that. Maybe they did investigate. But like I said before, I think they're going to argue pretty strongly that they were being accurate and objective here. That's
by just repeating what Courtney Burgess said. Since when a black man opened his mouth in America believe him other than on YouTube? Listen, right? Listen, I'm going to tell you one, right? The first thing was taught to me before I even learned to read and write. And this is what made me want to learn to read so bad that it was a dying desire in me to learn to read. Because the first thing the old heads told me, one of the old heads was, Dr. Shakur, Ray Luke Lassiter, Juan Ramon Mata, Kingpin for Escobar, that, ran Honduras, Appleby L, Harris L from Baltimore, both from Baltimore. You know what I mean? This is what the men told me, Ron, so you understand. Because I just want y'all to understand where I'm at with this, right? Don't believe everything you hear. Look for the facts in whatever it is that's being said, and always ask yourself, who is the messenger? So now ask yourself, who is Courtney Burgess? Nobody knows. He popped up out of nowhere. You don't know who the messenger is. All you know is the message he's bringing, and you can't ask why. That's why when I sat down with Gene Deal that I've known over 40 years, I asked Gene Deal when he was going at Diddy, what is your motive? We all got a motive. My motive for doing this YouTube is to enlighten the youth, to wake them up, male and female, young and old, so that they know that it's not worth it to enter the street. That's my motive. I asked Gene Deal what's his motive. Gene Deal's exact words to me, if I heard it wrong, so you rat bastards could share this with Big Gene Deal. Gene Deal said that he's the voice for Mama Barbara, and Mama Smalls, Biggie Smalls' mother. But at least he has a motive. I don't have to agree with it. I just need to know what it is before I can make my assessment if I'm going to take what you're saying with a grain of salt. Is this too deep for you? Am I making any sense? I'm a little confused here because this is YouTube. This is really YouTube. But let me say this, right? I'm going to tell you why I gave myself the gunshot. I gave myself the gunshot because we're all guilty of coming on YouTube and saying that we're just journalists, right? But when we're journalists, we have a due diligence to fact check. And that's why I fact check. And that's why when I speak on certain things, they say, oh, you need, of course, these are the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing public trolls. You're defending Diddy. No, I'm defending our culture. Because if we let them take Diddy down, what's to stop them from taking you, me, or our favorite entertainers or rappers down? If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And social media having you fall for anything because 99% of the people watching, not even 95, 99% of the people watching stand for nothing. And they're just looking for anybody that's in distress to make their rotten life seem better than the person in distress. So if they can feel like they're in a better situation than P. Diddy sitting in MDC Brooklyn, looking at multiple decades in prison, then whatever they're going through seems like nothing to them. And they move forward instead of saying that I wouldn't wish this on my enemy. I don't even want the rat bastard that told on me. And I never said none of my rats' names on here. I've never once said none of my rats' names, and I had over 100 rat bastards testify against me. And I even had one get mad because I didn't say his name. He said, oh, you're on YouTube, you're doing big things, and you never mentioned my name. I have nothing nice to say about you, my brother. So I'm doing you a favor. What's so hard about that? You chose a path, I chose a path. I don't need to speak on your path, and I don't need to speak on my path. All I have to do is speak on both of our paths to let the youth and the elders and the male and females know that it's not worth it. But you're still a scumbag and a rat bastard. Just letting you know what time it is. Let me finish this up, man. Been on here too long.
That's my guess as to what they're going to certainly hang their hat on in their defense.
Sean Combs also claims, though, that News Nation never reached out for comment to get his side of the story, which they could have easily done.
Yeah, that's not an unusual claim when a defamation plaintiff is asserting an actual malice kind of type defamation against a news entity or reporter. They're going to say, among other reasons why you engaged in actual malice, you never checked with me to get my statement, to get my side of the story. And in fact, you weren't very objective, and you were being very partial and subjective here in adopting the statement. So
you see how he's trying to defend these people? You see how he's trying to defend these people? And that's why we run a gangster channel. We don't defend no one here. We just put the facts out. It is what it is. If you a scumbag, you a scumbag. And that's it. If you a man on man time, you a man on man time. And that's it. Let's keep it moving.
I wasn't surprised by that allegation. Whether that's true or not, we'll find out in the case.
And we haven't heard Nextstar's side of the story on that point yet. We haven't heard from them at all about this lawsuit. That will probably take some time as far as responding in court goes. But I'm wondering, does not seeking a comment, I mean, does that contribute to, or does that add to Sean Combs's argument?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's a factor within the test of actual malice, which oftentimes is a circumstantial evidence test. What things did you do to make sure that what you said was true? And did you have evidence before you? Did you check with the source? Did you know whether the source was credible or not? Was there other information that you knew privately or publicly that might have clued you into the falsity of the statement? So it's one piece of the circumstantial evidence test of whether or not there is actual malice behind the statements.
Joe, what do you think about the dollar amount sought in this case? Sean Combs wants $50 million in damages.
Sean Combs is offered $50 million in bail. Sean Combs had to give Cassie over $30 million. Of course he need that $50 million. Why should he pay out his pocket for a bunch of slander that he say is not true and there is no videotapes? So he said, oh, y'all want to play games? Y'all want to play hardball? Let me team up with Jay-Z and we gonna get ya. So that's going to be the title. Sean Combs and Jay-Z team up to go against the network and the lawyers for $50 million.
Yeah, it's a big number, but it's Sean Combs. And I guess it's not too shocking considering who Sean Combs is.
Yeah, because imagine how much he lost from y'all locking him up, defaming his character and putting him in prison. He lost way more than $50 million. Lucky he wasn't asking for $500 million.
And the reputation that he apparently built up until the time of the negative statements being reported about him. Oftentimes, the number picked is a pick that's designed to reflect what the plaintiff feels about the claims. I mean, the plaintiff is trying to defend his name and his brand, his reputation. $50 million, it's a big number. That's going to grab some attention. That's telling the world how harmed you believe you were by these defamatory statements. But
now y'all tell me, do you think P. Diddy lost over $50 million or what? Put it in the comments. This dude's full of crap. Put it in the comments. Do you think P. Diddy lost over $50 million from everything he's going through with everybody degrading him, tearing him down, losing endorsements and everything else? Put it in the comments and stop this bull crap, man. I hate to see people pussyfooting around real issues.
I said earlier, the interesting issue is once you get into the litigation at trial, how much of the alleged reputational damage was caused by the statements that are mentioned in this lawsuit versus other statements.
All Diddy got to do is show how much he lost from the date he was arrested to the date whenever he go to court. And that would let him know, and it's way more than $50 million. Y'all know it.
And only a jury can figure that out.
Well, we will see where it goes from here.
All right, so that's it. We've been on here long enough, man. I'm tired of this bull crap. This is a whole hour that we spent on this, but we really need to get this out because so many people was believing all the social media crap and everything that they see on here. And Courtney Burgess, when Courtney Burgess said he was lying, my man's wife said, no, he's not lying. I know she's going to say it was a conspiracy theory and they paid him off and everything else. Because when you want to believe what you want to believe, you're going to believe what you want to believe. And can't nobody stop you from believing what you want to believe. Am I right or wrong? Somebody put it in the comments. Yo, subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel, Unique Mecca Audio. Prison Stories is my joint, and my daughter's joint is Juanita Mecca Audio. Juanita Mecca Audio. Juanita Mecca Audio. Juanita. And I picked that name for my daughter, for her birth certificate, and for the YouTube channel. Let's keep it moving. All right.
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions is a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in home. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you can go and visit. Then you can consider yourself linked in. Sit front row and get juice from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. Did not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block. Did his time, never swilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spent a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, you ain't got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being an operative. So take heed, homie, lend it Ed. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yard, so we can get back to the
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.